So, hey everybody, I'm Alexis. I'm here with Robin.
Hey, hey.
And we have a couple or three special guests tonight.
Yeah, we are excited to fill your ears with different voices. We have some familiar voices. We have the Kuma.
Hi.
And the Mel.
Hola.
And
Hey, Tom.
new to 22 Sides, Rebecca.
Hi, y'all. I'm Rebecca Bernstein, actor, director, and artistic director of Zoom Shakespeare Productions.
Hey. Thanks for coming in.
And I hear Rebecca's saying something neat.
So, Zoom Shakespeare Productions, my company, was founded during the pandemic, hence the name.
Wait, what's the name again?
Zoom Shakespeare Productions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Virtual love. I love
Exactly.
it. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for giving us access to art during the pandemic.
You know, it was a time when suddenly people all over the world had nothing to do. So when we started, it was, you know, a few friends together doing a Midsummer Night's Dream because that would be fun. And then it just became this big thing. And we had people who heard about it and joined us from Russia and Canada.
Wonderful. Because they could.
Exactly. It was 3 a.m. and they were out of a job. So what else are you going to do on a Saturday night? Now, would I have done it at 3 a.m.? I don't know. But we were very lucky to have them. We are getting ready to do our 7th in-person production, which is a world premiere adaptation of Jane Eyre. It's definitely, I would say, a more abstract adaptation. You know, it's all of Charlotte Bronte's words. And it really focuses on the love story, which, strangely enough, is kind of inherently queer. It's interesting that book has lasted as long as it has because it's about a woman who has opinions and expresses herself and thinks about life in a way that was not standard for women of that time.
I love women like that.
Sounds like exactly, and who is loved by a man who loves how intense and fiery she is.
Yeah. I love men like that.
Yes, and there needs to be more of them if you ask me. Hashtag being attracted to men in 2026 is not easy. I wouldn't recommend. No,
If anyone ever questioned if sexuality was a choice.
Fair enough. Exactly. But we have a really wonderful directorial and artistic team. And what's really exciting is Jane, as a character on the page in the book and in this adaptation, is an artist. And we have a really talented dancer who's basically personifying Jane's artist self.
Neat.
So I'm hoping we open or run September 4th through the 13th. So I'm hoping it's something, you know, a Jane Eyre that you've never seen before.
I think it will be. Like, I mean, so I've been involved with them
I was
for
going to
a
say,
while.
Mel's
My
been
brother
already-
actually acts with them for
wonderful.
years.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kayla, huh?
Shout out to Kayla. Again, what do you do during the pandemic?
Yeah.
He got involved with all these theater groups, some are in the UK online and everything, and started acting.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to Zoom Shakespeare. And I started watching their stuff and I thought, wow, this is not theater the way I've traditionally seen it. It, for one, being online, but just the casting, the thought that goes into just casting someone who can do the role, no matter what their ethnicity is, no matter what their gender is, no matter what, you know, you have really exemplified that Shakespearean concept of like, make it work with what you got.
Well,
also,
and as someone who hasn't seen it, is it people just reading scripts, or are you dressed, or
So
how does it look?
originally it was just all virtual.
Okay.
And at first it was let's play. And then it became, but what if this was 1950s England? But what if this was post-apocalypse times?
Zombie apocalypse.
You know, we didn't do a zombie apocalypse.
I'm surprised because you did
True.
even an episode of old Adam West Batman.
I think that was one of the other groups.
Pride and Prejudice and
But-
Zombies.
Pride and
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
But so then it became more serious. Now, you know, it's definitely traditional theater, but on stage. But but one of the big things that I think is important, and I try to focus on, as you said, Mal, is classical roles like Romeo, or Titus Andronicus, or which you want to talk about a horror play. That entire play is basically a horror movie.
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism, like body horror, and it's been kept from people of color and people in the LGBTQ plus community for years. And it's 2026. We don't need to have all white casts and all straight casts.
No.
Were they all always straight anyway?
No.
Probably not.
No.
I mean, Shakespeare certainly did not have all straight cast. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
Yes,
Girl.
And what's interesting is, like, if you read some of the texts, oh my gosh, how could people not interpret this as queer? I do love thee. Oh, but they're just bros. Okay.
They never married. Bless their heart.
But it's definitely something that I think needs to change in the industry. And I'm trying to focus a little bit on making a tiny little change.
Well, and that's the whole point of media, right?
True.
Like, where are the people actually trying to interject some positivity? Find that saying? Find the people doing the thing, right? Find the people doing the good stuff. And that's what I felt when I found you guys. I was like, hey, I've always felt, because I've always wanted to do queer recreations of old horror movies, of sci-fi movies. These are genres I grew up on and I loved, but so much of the time you're sitting there laughing because the zombie's moving so slowly and the damsel just casually walked away. That was one of the...
In her bra.
In her bra. Well, even in the 1950s, like, there's literally a scene in one of the Mummy sequel movies where the mummy just kept trying to get there and she's standing right there and then she's like checking something, doing her makeup, and then she just walks away and the mummy's like, oh. And I felt bad for the mummy because I was like, I mean, girl, it's an ableist world. What can I tell you? You know,
He's just trying to eat people.
just trying to fulfill his job in this movie.
Poor mummy.
So yeah, it's like you see all these queer readings and queer ideas, but the thing that really gets me is this isn't even a new thing. It was invented by the original authors, by the original, Mary Shelley, who did Frankenstein, had affairs with women, had lost her virginity on her mom's grave, things you find out when
We're
you
going to
watch.
talk about King.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You finally found your
I was about to say, I want to hear that story, but now I'm like, I'm not sure I want to hear that story.
It was a different time. Actually, Kuma's
I'm
thousands
Asian.
of years
You
old.
can't tell.
You don't know.
I'm 65.
Asian don't raisin, isn't that your
Yeah,
catchphrase?
Asian don't raisin.
Bumper sticker, there you go. So yeah, but that's the thing, is like they're always trying to convince us, oh, this is just a modern thing. You people are just confused. It's all it's like your ancestors were this.
Right?
Your ancestors talked about this. It's in all the original literatures back to the original Bibles and everything. It's there.
Just talking to somebody
but
recently.
don't worry. We'll edit that as it comes up closer to make it match what we want to tell people.
I was just talking to
All
somebody
the original
recently
literature,
about
Bibles, the
how
Hobbit.
Absolutely.
Talmudically, God's referred to as three genders. In some passages, female. In some passages, male. And in some passages, there's a old word in Hebrew that doesn't even have an English translation. And yet, what do people say? Oh, this trans thing is new. No, it's not.
I love the passion there when you said that.
We get the stress ball.
Right, they get the stress.
Flip the table.
All the stress balls.
All the microphones go flying.
I will do the panda.
Like we talked about before but Ariel can't be black. She's a mermaid.
She's a mermaid.
She could be any color.
Right.
Mermaids aren't real.
She could have a reverse of like a fish top and a.
Just full.
Yeah.
There's a group out there for that.
Oh, but there is. Because
Go to
nothing's
Comic-Con.
hotter than fish. I'm sorry.
I would like to see Little Mermaid as like a puffer fish.
Yeah. Just again, there's a group out there. But yeah, no, it's like that's the beauty. I've seen so
Yeah.
many of your shows. You've done adaptations of Dracula, done all these versions of stuff, and it's always consistent. It's always keeps pushing media to recognize that this was the original intent of the stuff.
Exactly.
And you can appreciate, not everyone gets into Shakespeare and the language and can interpret that, but what I love is adaptations like yours, and there are some experimental groups in the UK too that make this language adaptable to a new demographic, a new youth era. Even people in disenfranchised communities and low-income communities, you don't have to learn all of the language. You read into it, read the stories, read empowerment in the adaptations, in the reinterpretation of it. And I really think that those are actually more closer to the intent of the original material than a lot of adaptations where it's like, oh, well, we have to get the language exactly the same.
Oh my gosh.
But they've hired all white casts and, you know.
I'm just thinking about Wuthering Heights. I don't know if any of y'all saw the Emerald Fennell. And I love her. But boy, was that weird. And so white.
What was it?
Weird and white.
What was the one that I sent you? Wasn't it like Richard III or something? Where it was like all women in prison.
Oh yeah, no,
what
the
was that one?
Dunmar. So the Dunmar women's.
It was so good.
So there was this series of Shakespeare plays done by a group of all actresses, non-binary, queer, kind of inclusive people, and they went and presented it in a warehouse, but they called it like a prison. So the framing mechanism of this story was women in prison putting on Shakespeare plays. So it was a story within a story, right?
Okay.
They would open the plays with monologues from real female prisoners talking about their experiences and how they got to prison and stuff, and then they would go into the Shakespearean reproduction. And so many of the actresses, like very diverse, very like Cockney accents, everything, you know, Scottish accents from all over. And it was directed by Felita Lloyd, by the way, who also did Mamma Mia and movies like that.
Whoa.
Wow.
They killed it. Like I've never seen on all, you know, single gendered cast given that level and that kind of prestige and freedom to do those stories. And it's still hard to find on DVD. I had to scope through and purchase it and buy it because, again, these things, they pop up in our media every now and then, but they don't get promoted enough.
Right.
And just like, you know, your stuff, I was tech for Queer Fest for a long time. A lot of us didn't get supported to keep going financially or otherwise. So it's like these are the stories I really feel like fandom can help keep alive and keep funding, because that's what I'm seeing now is a lot more grassroots funding from fandoms to put stories on screen that they understand, that they recognize, that help fund it. And there's so much money in fandom because there's a lot of people who get stuck at home with disabilities and other things who, you know, work from home or do whatever they can. They don't have a lot of life outside of work. So it's like when they get to engage in their favorite thing or they're, you know, in a community together and then get to help create art too, I think it is like a healing thing, but it's also a community thing. Like we're starting to finally see stories outside the mainstream really get pushed forward more. Because
like this one that we saw tonight.
Like this one we saw tonight. Like, you know, your stories too. Like you have a lot of audiences coming back and back and back.
True.
Loyal people who keep wanting
where
to
are
see
you
it.
presenting this?
This will be at Match.
Okay.
In Matchbox 1. It's a wonderful space. And basically we're gonna have projections. We have Jay Chang, who's a really awesome projectionist, doing Jane's like drawings, and then it'll be projected.
So this will be in person now.
Yeah.
And then can people see it virtually?
Good question. It'll probably be recorded. We'll be able to see it later.
Okay.
But it's gonna be, I think, pretty cool. I think. I'm playing the titular character, so I haven't been able to see a lot of it. But the 3 scenes that I'm not in, have looked really, really good. So again,
I'm not in. Look real good. I'm just checking, make sure I heard that right.
That's an artist for you.
from what I've been able to see.
I wasn't watching me while I was there.
No, it wasn't.
So we mentioned like how audiences can see it, where
Yeah.
it's going to be at. But you mentioned that you're interested in casting very diverse
Yeah.
people. So if someone's interested in auditioning, how can they do that?
Yeah, we have an Instagram and Facebook page where we post our casting calls. Again, we run September 4th through the 13th at Match. It's called Thornfield Cohen, A Story of Jane Eyre. And hopefully it will take that boring text that you might have been assigned in high school and make it feel accessible and sexy and different.
So we're still called Zoom Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Are we still doing Shakespeare via Zoom?
No, I say that there's not a
Can
market.
we?
Yeah, the funny thing is,
There's a
Camelot
YouTube.
now has a group
That's true.
that is still doing things virtually. It's
Absolutely.
interesting that became its own little art.
You kind
during
of
that time.
springboard
Yeah.
off that concept, and
I love
suddenly
the
other artists.
accessibility of that.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, totally. And that's another thing that the pandemic taught us too, is
Yeah.
like it actually opened up a whole world of work and interaction for a lot of people, again, trapped at home because of either disabilities or some other reasoning. They got to engage and got to, got to audition and things for things they maybe always wanted to try but never could. So a lot of that concept is amazing. You guys still have your YouTube page up where you have a lot of your old content out there.
Yes, you can try to find it.
You guys have gone back to more in-person
Yeah.
stuff now since the pandemic has been over. But hey, I mean, you always have that option
Yeah.
of going back and doing things too. And sometimes you just want to have fun.
Okay, I'm going to try this again.
Yeah.
Because I said, where can we do this stuff? Kuma followed up with where can we participate? You told us, but you didn't give us any addresses.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's an artist.
If you go to match.com and look up Thornfield, A Jane Eyre Story, that is how you can get tickets. We are also at Zoom Shakespeare Productions on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. Thank you for helping me pivot back to that.
No,
because
we'll find it.
I
We'll
got
find
just
it.
so excited.
I was just sitting there saying, so exactly, how do I find you without looking forever? I mean, I only look a certain length of time, if I mention
And that is valid.
Yeah. So
Match.
if you're in Houston, you have an in-person option through Match. You have YouTube if you want to see the older stuff.
Yeah.
And it sounds like if you just got really excited about still being able to access this from home, that you can look for troops that are still doing it.
Yeah, there's a really wonderful group called OK Zoomer.
Okay.
Amazing.
I know it's not great. Or Socially Distanced Shakespeare was another group that popped up at the same time.
Okay.
Your brother's is Black Friars.
I think it's like Black Freight, I believe. I have to
Okay.
go back. I'm terrible at remembering names, actually.
But honestly,
Okay.
like
I love
say
it.
you're having a Saturday that you don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There are
oh,
people
absolutely.
still in 2026, 6 years after the pandemic, who are reading plays online.
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
underrated that people are still at home, because I mean, I found a lot of people who enjoyed being at home who may have now more money in their pocket because they're not going out all the time. They don't have car access, or they don't want to leave their house. Like, they don't necessarily want to be with the general public after the general public was willing to kill them and they were autoimmune.
That's valid.
I mean, and disabilities, when people go on and off again, like sick season, surgery season, things like this. And if you could turn off the television but get into something kind of cool and creative, then it really recreates different neurons in your head. You're experiencing different art that is on a different platform that's not like Netflix or Prime or whatever. I rather pay artists than to pay necessarily those platforms, right? And I'm glad to give people more indoor fun because in Houston it's hot as hell, and that's kind of like it's like our
Pride
winter
Houston,
season.
are you listening?
Oh my goodness
Right.
gracious!
Right.
I hope everybody was okay tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of like a winter season. Like we just stay indoors, you
Couldn't
know.
have done it in October.
Thank
Right.
you. I'm like, you
Yeah.
gotta reschedule.
We do rodeo. We can't do an indoor pride.
Yep.
Well, indoor pride. You and I,
We're
we're totally for that. But
Let's start raising money.
Who, Georgia Brown?
the city would not let them do it in October, and there were no dates. And the only times they had were 3 dates, I think, in August.
And
Houston, it's
the
confusing people.
That's like the worst heat in July.
It's
You'll have
really
a little,
hard.
like some nights you'll have a nice little breeze.
It's 104 degrees
Yeah.
and the sun is not out.
it's
I'm
really
starting
hard.
to wonder if maybe that's a little bit of homophobia from our city plan.
Well,
Just
and
saying.
it does.
If it is, I will tell them. That
Can we call it homophobia anyway so we can get changed? I mean, even if it isn't.
But see, here's the thing. They're making us become accustomed to it, right?
Mhm.
And then they talk about global warming. So, who's going to die off from it? Not the people who are accustomed to it.
Well,
I like that angle.
That's true.
and for a long time, people who are heat sensitive and people who can't be out and going those distance because they're not able, haven't been able to participate in community events, whether it's
Right.
the Bayou City Arts Fair, whether it's Pride, whether it's, the next thing that everybody else gets to go to, and I get to see their photos on, social media, but I don't get to go, I mean,
And
so that's
let's
why I
just
was
mention
glad
the
to.
Houston streets that anyone who has a mobility
Exactly.
scooter can barely
Exactly.
cross.
Or a driving phobia now because
Yeah.
it's scary. Like, I mean,
It's true.
I
Also valid.
think
Also
it's
valid,
I think it's
especially
just
after
important. Like,
Yeah.
so if you want an indoor option, though, the Match location in Houston is very friendly, has lots of different art going
Yeah.
on. I think you should check it out because I think I still find a lot of people that don't know what Match is.
Oh, yeah.
Match is very friendly. The parking garage
Is
across the street is not friendly
Yeah.
and is not, you cannot exit if you're in a wheelchair,
Yeah,
which we found out with our friend Mike.
Right.
Because he had to try to limbo under the arm, and we
Yeah.
accidentally broke the arm, and the garage attendant was all pissed off at us. But all there is a step. Like you can't get out of the garage.
Okay, it's not accessibility friendly. I
Yes,
didn't know that.
I
Wow.
let people know
Good to know.
if you use a chair,
Okay.
you're gonna get trapped in the parking garage unless you break the arm. of
Gee.
the
Although
thing.
honestly, they should break that off.
I know we.
Yeah,
It's not going to be
for it.
accessible. Break that.
Well,
I'm gonna be like,
when we
force
came back,
exactly.
we fixed it, and
Yeah.
when we came back, the garage attendant came and lifted the arm for him.
Yeah.
But there was no parking garage attendant when we were there, and we didn't know what else to do.
Gotcha.
So we tried to force it up, and then
No, and that's a common
snapped
problem
off.
around Houston, again, with accessibility and all this stuff, which, should do better. Of course, now we're walking back all the should do better. But I'm still going to say we should do better, because, you're losing money. You're losing money.
Right, and it takes us coming back out and talking about these venues to actually put some
Yes.
pressure on it, put some understanding to it.
Okay, but we're talking about this in a time when diversity and inclusiveness has been removed all across the state of Texas by law.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would just like to say that, Greg Abbott, you cannot get out of the
There you
Match
go.
parking garage.
There you go.
I think that would be
There you
perfect.
go.
But I'll bet his security people take care of him.
They would lift him up over the thing.
Oh man. Well, thank you for coming in, Rebecca, and sharing about this because we want people to look towards those pages if they want to audition and if they want to enjoy things, maybe in their own home or maybe in person, and get to see some Houston art because it really is great to sort of unplug from the screens and get off all the other platforms and just go out and be amongst people, hearing them laugh, hearing them sigh, hearing real people in the audience. It can be so healing.
Yeah. Find your tribe, wherever you are. If you're in a rural community, if you're wherever you are, just find. Yeah.
So when can we expect Zoom Shakespeare Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Nisma?
So the thing is, we focus on classical theater.
And this is not classical?
So maybe, but if we did a bloody Lysistrata, that would basically be
There we
the
go.
same, because that is a play about sex and death.
And if you're
But
interested
if we
in that,
said it,
listen to the
at
other
camp.
episode
there we go.
Summer camp
that we talked about.
with lesbians.
Yes, yes.
They've already been doing that.
It's the
Call
truth.
up